You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
You guys have heard about the whole Jackie Robinson and the DOJ. They pulled an article about his military service off of a website.
Yeah.
You guys heard about that?
It's back up already, isn't it?
It's back up.
Yeah.
Now, I heard about this a few days ago, but I implemented the Bongino rule. I wanted to know exactly what was going on. I didn't want to jump to any conclusions. And ESPN, namely Mina Kimes, also Stephen A. Smith, but we're going to focus on Mina Kimes here. The show she's on is called what? Around the Horn, right?
Just got canceled.
It's supposed to be a sports game show.
It should be a great show back in the day.
Great.
Back in the day.
Jay Mariotti really paid.
Yeah.
Legend.
Jay Mariotti has already slammed that show for going woke.
Woody Page, Jay Mariotti, Tim Calishaw out of Dallas. It was a good
show. Bob Ryan out of the Boston Globe.
Bob Ryan out of the Boston Globe.
Bob Ryan.
It was...
The thing is, though, now, Mina Kimes turned Around the Horn once again into a political statement. Even RG3 came out and slammed her.
I saw it. I saw that. He's
like,
yeah.
Politics shouldn't be a part of sports. But here we are, man. Here we are.
Really?
Check this out. Right over here. That history cannot be erased. ESPN's Mina Kimes calls out Trump Defense Department for removing Jackie Robinson article amid DEI purge. Now, we all know the Biden administration was implementing cultural Marxism in everything.
Yep.
And via executive order, Trump said DEI must go. In other words, racism against whites. And this is what she put out right here. Check this out.
So ESPN and others reported today that the Department of Defense, amidst an ongoing effort to purge government mentions of diversity, equity, inclusion, removed a website honoring Jackie Robinson's military service. It has since been restored, and their spokesperson, the Pentagon press secretary, said this: we do not view or highlight people such as Robinson through the prism of immutable characteristics such as race, amongst other things. So, look, Jackie Robinson was known for many things, but above all, first and foremost, it was his ongoing courage in the face of racial discrimination. In fact, in addition to crossing the color barrier in baseball, he served in a segregated unit in the Army and in one instance refused to move to the back of the bus, was arrested and acquitted. That matters. That history cannot be erased, it cannot be undone, and it must be recognized to fully understand and celebrate his legacy.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, right there. She's blaming the DOJ for erasing history. However, like I said, I'm glad I implemented the Bongino rule because here is the truth on what happened. Right here on Outkick, Jackie Robinson webpage purged due to human error in race to meet DEI deadline. The DOJ is removing cultural Marxism from the government. Look here, it says Jackie Robinson made headlines earlier this week for all the wrong reasons when a webpage honoring the Major League Baseball great was removed from a Department of Defense website dedicated to athletes who served in the military. The media pounced on it as an example of Donald Trump's anti-DEI policies running amok. Several ESPN personalities, for example, immediately attacked the removal, assuming ill intent by the Trump administration. Jeff Passan said the people who removed the Robinson article are ghouls. And we talked about Mina Kimes right there. And Stephen A. Smith said the removal was not an honest mistake at all. Now Outkick has learned how it happened. According to a DOD official with knowledge of the situation, on February 27th, a group of DOD employees were instructed to flag any pages that were considered to be DEI content. Those employees were given roughly 1 week to examine thousands of documents. Due to the condensed timeline, Several mistakes were made throughout the process, which included flagging the Jackie Robinson article, among others, as DEI. The thing is, though, they weren't going out there looking to purge Jackie Robinson at all.
They didn't. It wasn't a targeted strike on Jackie Robinson at all.
It was keywords in the algorithm with DEI to take him out. So by mistake, and this is probably going to happen anyway, the Jackie Robinson article was removed. Guess what also was removed? The 442nd from World War II. The Japanese Americans. That got removed.
Mm-hmm.
I found out about that because you notice that the woke media is not outraged about that. But they want to use black people
they
to
hate
rile
Asians.
up black people. It got put back on too. It got put back on also as well. So this thing was just fake outrage. Let's see here. Oh, right here. Here we go, right here. Sean Parnell, United States Assistant to the Secretary of Defense for Public Affairs, confirmed as much in a statement released Thursday. Quote, over the past few weeks, we've taken action to identify and archive DEI content from our websites and social media platforms, Parnell said. Without question, this task was an arduous but incredibly important undertaking. We enforced an aggressive timeline for our DoD services and agencies to comb through a vast array of content, which ensuring that our force remains ready and lethal. Once the articles were flagged DEI, was added to the URL so that an automated software could later expunge all marked pages. According to the Department of Defense source, there was little oversight of the people conducting the review, which contributed to the mistakes. While Parnell claimed that AI tools were the primary contributing factor to the mistakes, the department official noted that the original source of flagging came from department employees. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and take it from here. Give me your thoughts on this.
Well, number one, most likely whatever system they use to flag this content is probably not unlike a system, for example, like YouTube uses to catch and demonetize videos and things of that.
And they make a lot of mistakes.
All the time. They have to
and they come back and guess what? They'll monetize the video.
In other words, they use an algorithm that's created to flag certain terms, yada, yada, yada. This one got to
go out there and they'll monetize or demonetize the video.
Exactly. An automated bot goes out into the atmosphere, grabs that, demonetizes it. This is the same kind of principle. We're just talking about, a different software and a different a database of information it's pulling from, not videos, but articles. But it's the same premise. And it was a mistake. Yeah, much like you, I wanted to watch the reaction from this, by the way. Does it surprise me that Mina went after? No.
I'm not surprised.
She's made a living off being a race baiter at ESPN, just like Stephen A. Smith. She is arguably one of the most egregious offenders. She's in the top 3 easily.
Yeah.
Over there. No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. It's always something to do with race or DEI or whatever. All right. Either she's going to elevate or she's going to target somebody like Trump. She's going to elevate if it's got something that's DEI in there and she feels like she can get a virtue signal out of it. And then if it's something like this, she's going to spin it into some kind of a racial issue because that's going to get her base, which, by the way, if you haven't seen the ratings, her base is not very big these days.
No.
To the that way as well.
Canned.
You look at this way as well. That's what the intolerant left do. They're ashamed and offended by everything, ashamed of nothing, basically.
Yeah.
And that's what you get from the intolerant left. And I when I was actually watching Jason Whitlock's thing about New York Times yesterday, and I reckon like Dan Le Retard, as I call him, not Le Retard, I call him Le Retard, because he is a fucking retard. She's been brainwashed by him. because she works at him as well, doesn't she?
Well, I can tell you right now, that's how Kimes rose to her fame, was coming on the Dan Le Batard radio station show.
Yeah.
All right, back. You remember back when Le Batard and Stu Gatz was part of ESPN, and they did a simulcast on TV and all that. She was always one of the regular guests, I would assume, even though now he's independent with Meadowlark. I think she still comes on there regularly, and to do what she's always done, race bait. Just like Jamel Hill. They're basically one and the same, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to say this, man. When I think of Jackie Robinson, yeah, I know he was the first black baseball player to come into Major League Baseball. But I believe we should actually remember him more for being an all-time great baseball player instead of, just his race. Yeah. He was much more than just his race. And I do understand. I respect him, for breaking the color barrier. I do.
Sure. Yeah. Now,
but
look,
the dude was a great baseball player.
He dealt with real racism. He dealt with real racism
on the baseball field,
not manufactured racism, which is what we got now. All right.
Yeah. And Pee Wee Reese actually stood up for him. His teammate, white guy, stood up for him.
We had actual real civil rights heroes back then, as opposed to whatever the manufactured cause is now. And it's true. Racism would die if they would let it die. Yeah. All right. If they would let it die and quit talking about race, everybody would move on. But they keep it in the news. It's like everything. Something drops in the news. It's in the cycle for 48 hours and it's gone. If they never brought race up again, guess what? It would disappear. Right. It's that simple.
Yeah. Just that simple.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.